If you're talking to me, there's business to transact, am I right? Of course you're right. It's your job to be right. That is correct. You are a smart lady. What can I do for you, smart lady? I need to put a crew together. You got a scratch or you plan to pay me on your earnings? I can pay the runners up front. Excellent. We agree on terms. You got some runners on call if you have any special requests. Yeah, let's see them. So, obviously we get Shannon by default. So, that means we have Street Samurai and Mage. At this point, we're going to want a Hacker, and then we're going to also want a... Well, usually the fourth slot would either be Infiltrator or Face, but those don't exist in this game. So, really, we can kind of ad-lib a bit. Due to the combat-heavy nature of the game, taking someone who is a bit more combat proficient is probably not a bad idea. I believe these characters are randomly generated, and I forget when, but they'll show up frequently in your current playthrough. I think they're actually generated when the new game is started. Let's see. We have a shaman. We have a dwarf. A rigger might not be a bad idea. Plus, you can look at their stats and see what they're carrying. Someone is a big fan of heavy ordnance. I like the way she thinks. Ah, I've got a blade bunny. If I end up being very indecisive, I will skip ahead for a benefit. Oh, right. The Nephilim network is precisely what it sounds like. It's just, they're higher ranked Shadowrunners. Burned out mage. They cost a little bit more, usually between 300 and 500 more, but a lot of the times they're worth it. But I need to save money where I can. Let's see, Samurai, Decker, and Mage. So I can fill that last slot with just about anyone. Yeah, she looks like she knows her way around a scrap. I'll take her. Let's see, that's going to leave me with 3,000. Let's do some shopping first. I forgot that that will actually launch the mission. And if I can upgrade anything, I should. I actually have the money for it. Hey, why are you standing outside your little area? Something up? Dr. Castle glances up only briefly from her charts. Her impish friend, on the other hand, tracks her every move like some sort of humanoid raptor with a mouse under its shadow. Live to see another day, have you? That remains to be seen. Still more work to be done. As long as you end up here in the end and not in some organ grinder's table, I'm satisfied. Granted, I repeat, customary means a person courting death more often than any good doctor should condone, but I don't suppose I can dissuade you from your course of action. Sorry, Doc, job's not done. Very well, let's talk about how I can help ensure you make it back alive once more. How'd you fall in with this operation anyway, Doc? Dr. Castle pauses in her work, setting down her tablet and appearing to grow introspective. Suppose you might expect that I had a fall from grace. Certainly that is the case with many of my peers. If not that, you might think that I was compelled to do this because a friend or family member became a Shadowrunner, and I hurried to their assistance one fateful night. The reality is that I grew up knowing that this is what I would do with my life. My parents were both Shadowrunners, and very successful ones at that. So successful they retired in a very large house and raised a litter of kids who grew up hearing the impossible tales of their parents' younger years. Of course, we were expressly forbidden to follow in their footsteps. We were all expected to attend university and take full advantage of the opportunities they'd fought so hard to give us. So Mom and Dad were proud to see me pursuing a medical degree, and they had only minor reservations about me applying that expertise to the treatment of Shadowrunners. After all, they never would have survived long enough to meet and fall in love if they had not for the ministrations of several street docs along the way. So I suppose you could say I was born into this life, after a fashion. She picks up her tablet and resumes her work. Is there anything else I can help you with? Let's see the cyberware. It's time to compromise some essence. Ah, come on, cyber arms are so much cooler in the books than just 6 HP. Ah, yeah. That's the stuff. Alright. Now, that should make our little dwarf here pretty sturdy. We can't go too spend happy now. That was a big investment. Doesn't mean I'm not immensely pleased, because I totally am. Let's see, I've upgraded my armor already, so I can put that on pause for the moment. How are you, my friend? Fine day to fire a weapon, wouldn't you say? Tell me a little about yourself, Buster. Were you military? As for a fashion, yes, ma'am. Sergeant of the 31st California Militia. It's no longer a recognized unit, and there are those who say we never were, but someone had to stand up to the tier, and it fell to us. Tier Tangire? Ah, right. Tier Tangire. I misspoke earlier. Tier Tangire is what's now modern-day Oregon. Elves took it over and made it into their own dandelion-eating nation. Tir Nanog is modern-day Ireland. Yes, ma'am. I was in Calfrey when the elves came marching down to the north in 36. After the UCAS pulled their support, we had little in the ways of an organized defense, but what we did have was a stockpile of weapons and ammo down in Oakland. I almost said Orkland. The locals in NoCal held out long enough for us to bring the heat, and I tell you, all the magic hoo-ha in the world ain't enough to stop a V11 hot rock from cracking your dome. We drove the mills all the way back to Eureka. I think that's how you say that. Would have pushed them all the way back to Portland, too, but some ninny down south reached to the Japanese for aid and got our own version of Normandy for their trouble. Things went to heck in a handbasket from there. Don't much like to talk about these days. Let's talk guns instead. Let's see what I have in stock. I'm only interested in one kind of weapon, and it's a weapon that makes the loudest boom. Looks like we are not ready for that upgrade yet. But thank you nonetheless. Never mind. In that case, let's see what armors he has, if any new ones. Hey, Eric. Still nothing. Like I said, it's pretty normal to go several runs between upgrades. Keeps you walking honest. On the upside, that means I don't burn through all the rest of my new yin, so that's kind of a win in its own way. And we've gotten to know more of our friends. Or the closest things that Shadowrunners count as friends. Having said that, let's grab our runners and be on our way. Ready to go. Let's see, so I chose this fella. And this lady. That should round us out pretty good. And that's going to cost me the rest of my cash, except for, it's like, 500. Let's do it. If I have to cheat to get help in the future, I will. But I'll try to keep it to a minimum. You return to the docks to meet Shannon Halfsky. Although the Ripper's latest victim was her brother, but Shannon appears cool and professional, a consummate runner by birth if not by trade. She'll get the job done, and hopefully one of the hearth spirits in this place can point you toward the Ripper. Dealing with spirits can be tricky business, but when they deliver, it's pure platinum. One doesn't have to be an Amerindian shaman to summon and control spirits. Anyone with magical talent can do so, but Shannon seems to have a particular connection to the spirit world. As you approach the gate, you know something's not right. The docks, already strange and uncomfortable at night, trigger the need for caution. Then you see it. The guards are missing, and the gate's been smashed in. Alright, we get one last chance to look at our equipment, and I tend to go heavy on healing items. So, I'm happy with this. Let's do it. Oh, right. Before combat situations, it will give you this prompt. But I don't think I have enough to actually upgrade anything. Nothing I plan on using at any rate. Yep, that's fine. We're good. About time you showed up. Looks like we weren't the only ones who wanted to take advantage of the situation. A bunch of mercs have locked down the area. I don't think they're here for us, though. My guess is there's something worth a bit of coin left in that warehouse. Any chance we can sneak past? Probably not. I've been doing regular patrols around the perimeter. The front door looks like it's locked. Nothing's locked if you can hit it hard enough. Okay. Well, nothing to it but the direct route. I could fit the dwarf shortcut, but they can't. You there, this blocks off limits. We got a gas leak on the docks here. No loitering. That doesn't look like one of the hired mercenaries. Are you even listening? Get out of here. I'm gonna get the Shadowrunner etiquette. I'm not here for you. Just let me through. Look, lady, I didn't want to have to do this. This guy doesn't really know what he's doing, does he? Let's see. There's not a great deal of cover out here. This is not a great place to start a fight. You know what? I'm going for it. Dang. And now you understand why I love shotguns. Wow, that guy's really dead. That came off as a little more sociopathic than I meant for it to. I'm just like... I think there's some guys kind of like weaving around here. Yep, that's a security uniform right there. That's like an orc or maybe a troll. Helicopter seems good. But I heard someone moving. Fan out, secure the area. Wow, you just walked right up to me. You're just not very bright, but you are fearless, so major props. Nice, Shannon. You're a natural. Okay, I'm gonna have Shannon... Once again, not much in the way of cover out here, is there? What's the deal with this guy? He's just a runner. I'm gonna put her over here so she's still out of line of sight. Vortex, you're with me. Guess we can't. It's a bit of a long shot, but yeah, it did a little damage. We're gonna go around with Shannon. Perfect. She's a troll meta type. She is big. Oh, so is that guy. Okay, so I'm gonna move Rinko up. Surprise! No, I guess it's not much of a surprise when I miss, huh? There's no good cover out here. This is just lousy. Alright, you know what? It's fine. Let's see, we're going to come over here. Alright, luck is not on my side today. Let's see, I believe she has a shotgun and a... Oh, they're both machine guns. Nope, I was wrong. Mossberg is a shotgun. I was pretty sure it was. Glad to know I'm not going crazy. Hi. I mean, you just kind of walked out into the open there. Well, nothing for it. As soon as the last merc hits the ground, the docks become eerily silent. And everyone will just automatically regroup. Someone dropped something over here. Looks like it's a key to the warehouse. Yeah, I'll put that to immediate good use. You should really spend karma as soon as you can. Waiting is generally not the best possible play. If you're saving up, that's one thing, but if you have karma you can spend and there's an upgrade you want to get, just go ahead and get it. There's no benefit in waiting otherwise. This is a good team. These guys are all pretty good. And once again, it gives you the warning, because if you missed anything out here, you miss it for good. But I'm not going to worry overly too much. Spirit talk. You head inside the darkened warehouse with Shannon. Her eyes have a far-off gaze associated with looking into the astral plane. When the world changed, Native American tribes made a resurgence as well, demanding a place in the new world. They got it. The Salish Sidhi, I think is how you... Salish Shidhi? I'm not sure. Council now represents 8.6 million Amerindians across a multitude of tribes. Salish, Maka... I'm sorry, I don't know how to say any of these words. And others. They've adapted to the awakening better than other nations, thanks to a deeper connection to the world, both physical and spiritual. You can see that connection alive in Shannon now. You notice the shift in her focus as she returns to the present. She nods to you. She can sense the spirits in this place. Now you just need to find them. You gotta understand, these are tribes that live in the western part of the country, which is not where I grew up, so I'm not familiar with these terms. But yes, they actually have their own nation that actually kind of cuts Seattle off from the UCAS proper, even though for all intents and purposes, find pay data, keep Shannon alive, defeat Runner. Okay. Having said all that, they do have their own nation. They are feared and respected with good reason. And Seattle is pretty much surrounded on all sides by them, so they're generally considered to be on at least decent, if not good terms. It's okay, I'm short. They shoot over my head. I might have better luck with my rifle. No, actually it's a little worse. Dang. Well, I mean, at least we're all on cover. I'm about to say, if someone has a grenade, we're in trouble, because that's why you don't really want to bunch together very much. Uh-oh, we got a weeaboo. Let's see, do I hate the adept weeaboo or the... Yeah, you're the immediate threat to my well-being. Well, crud. Excuse me. We need to get rid of these guys so we can summon the spirit. Makes perfect sense. Nice. No, that's exactly what I was afraid of. It's a good thing those two have good hit points. Alright. I made that count at least. They're doing okay health-wise, all told. Whoops. There we go. Nice. Jeez. Hang in there, Shannon. At this point, we're just kind of a wall of force, and I'm also banking that these guys are the last of it. Dang it. There we go. These guys are not the last of it, so we're still in combat. Alright, move up cautiously. There's this. This is just not great. Anyway, she's kind of our heavy, so she's our best bet. Generally, I try to keep the team together. It's pretty careless to just rush in. That room is clear. So probably want to check the bathrooms just to be completely certain. Are you carrying a medkit? You are. Ah, right, because I would have to move 2 steps. Healing in Shadowrun is not particularly strong, but that is by design. Alright, that's clear. Shadowrun is kind of a lethal system. So, to give you an idea, in the main games, at least in the Sixth World is a good example of this in motion, because... I should be reloading, what am I doing? The system is very lethal because you only get so many health pips. For every 3 pips that are filled, you lose a die on all subsequent rolls because of wounds. As a result of this, well, let's just say it's not too difficult to put yourself in a bad situation. One bad hit, and suddenly you're going to be down like 3 dice or something. Now, most healing items have a base value. Like, the medkit is always 10. Can we open this door? No, we can't. But, Healing magic typically works a little bit different. Healing magic typically undoes the most recent wounds, hence why it says wounded 6. If I used most healing spells on her, she would regain just those 6 HP. Generally speaking, it's better to get hit by one huge traumatic attack than it is to get hit by hundreds and hundreds of little ones. Nothing for him to do. So, flow of the mission tells us that we need to go this way. But... interesting. Ah, now we're getting to the thick of things. Alright, if that's as far as she can go, that's fine. Mages should stay in the back. Generally, mages and hackers should be staying towards the back. Just rule of thumb kind of thing. Let's not put her out into too obvious a danger. Alright, here goes. Up. I understand that your plan is to attack me in your next turn, but I don't plan on giving you your next turn, so... yeah. Let's say like a little bit of this. Okay, it's not amazing, but hey, that's still the damage. Let's get her under cover. Any cover is better than no cover. Just always, always, always be in cover. Ah, great. Thankfully that wasn't so bad, but... reload. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and have... I'm going to go ahead and shoot from here. I think you're so funny with your grenades. We were here first! Yeah, I care so much. Put her over here where she's just out of line of sight. Yeah, and you know what? I don't care that you're here first. You guys are in the way of my mission. And that's a thing that can happen, too, is other Shadowrunners can be on a particular job site doing something similar at the same time. They can create more than a small amount of tension. Why can't I use it on them? Oh, you know what? I bet it's a touch ranged spell. That's the last one. Follow me. Okay. And that skull icon you were seeing here in this pile means that there was a spirit that can be summoned from the environment. But real quick, I'm going to do a quick sweep and make sure that no one else is chilling out in the wings. I don't think there are, but I like to be thorough about these things. Alright, what do we need to do now? I'll summon the spirit. The air grows cold. The spirit of dead children coalesce in the vapor of your breath. The cherubic faces are burned. Their lips quiver as if they're about to cry, but their eyes are round and vacant. They glare at you now, unblinking. We are the innocents who have perished in the flames, choking on smoke as we fell from the sky, crying for our mothers. You bring anchors to your world, which was once home to us. We will use them to testify. Show the first item. We no longer see the world of Flesh Seeker, only the essence and auras of living things. Words may echo through the veil, and sometimes we may hear them. Last night, this place was used with a scream, filled with a scream that went on and on, drawing us to it. It was a man crying out for a witness as he died. And so we came to bear witness. It fled in terror before the malevolent spirit that profaned the man's remains. The spirit was other. It was not of this place. It had twisted its way through the veil and through the dark to come here. Second item. When the other had gone and we returned to our vigil, we found two creatures of flesh. One you would call an elf, unsullied by technology and able to channel the energies of the cosmos, yet his spirit was corrupted from within. He was dark and twisted, yet not like the other, so we did not flee. The second we knew to be a troll. Ribbons of his essence had been flayed from him, leaving cold machinery behind. His aura was of the aura of one simple and confused. Between elf and troll are the remains of a man whose sister now chants to us for justice. The elf, his essence remains in this place where the man died. Something has been left behind, a small part of him, perhaps. Can you tell us more? The spirit begins to fade, all but the one. Its eyes harden, and it takes full measure of you, as if to commit everything about you to memory. No, we must not stay. With the spirit's gone, the young shaman releases her hold on the magical tether connecting her to the other realm. She reels from the backlash, perhaps from the emotional toll of knowing her brother's last moments. They saw him. They were with him when he died. You alright? She takes a series of controlled breaths, only shuddering with the first few. No, but I will be. I don't want that for him. Not what those poor souls have endured. My brother deserves to be free. He will be, once we find this killer. Yes, the elf and the troll. We have to find the piece of the elf the spirit spoke of. It's our best hope of stopping this. So we should go to the scene of the crime, right? Blood. This is what the spirits wanted us to find, the piece of my brother's killer. It's not much, but it's enough. She scowls at it, looking every bit like she intends to reach with a small sample and dismember its owner from afar. Perhaps she can. Can you track him with that? I can, give it enough time. But I'm still feeling quite drained. I'll need to rest before I can try anything so involved. When I'm able, I'll commune with Bear, consult the spirits, and do what must be done. In the meantime, you might take some portion of the sample to pursue a more conventional avenue of attack. I have some friends who might be able to help. Good. Let me know if you learn anything about this elf and troll pair. And should you find them, I want to be there when they're brought low. I want to see the light leave their eyes for my brother. There's no one I would rather have by my side. Plus, I can't use magic. So, yeah. I'd be more dependent on you than you are on me. That door does not open. I have a Decker, so I mean, technically... I guess not. Just wanted to do due diligence. It's whatever, though. We're at the transition to a new location. We are. That's the end of the run. That's why I got a bunch of karma there. When you return to the Seamstresses Union in the early hours of the morning, it seems a completely different place. Bereft of the normal crowd that haunts it, the bar feels desolate, almost abandoned. It's eerie, like the back hallways of hotels and shopping malls. But you finally have a break in your case, a sample of the Ripper's blood. You just need to find someone who can help you analyze it. That's colorful staff, cast of regulars and imposing tourists. Union feels hollow. The front bar and lounge are deserted. Thanks for letting me read that. It's Pokemon all over again. I'm gonna up my combat qualities. Ranged combat needs to go up. Shotgun goes up. Wide load, wider than normal spread, reduced critical chance. Yeah, there's some different gun tricks you can learn. Next I'll up dodge and charisma, at least one more stat. Having seen how many chances I've had to use it, I really want the Shadowrunner etiquette now. That generally just makes Diamond Ring a lot more lethal. Mrs. Kobota's in the back. You have any insight for me? No? Cool. Gathered around the intimate back bar, Miss Kobata and her coterie gather for breakfast. Later yourself doing the cooking. The smell of soy calf and something resembling sausage fills the room. What's in these sausages? Oh, hi-oh, would you like some? She stops. Forgive me, oh my, but you look like... you look like heck. Hey, it's a long night. She looks you over, knowing the signs of your nocturnal activity. She nods. Any run you can walk away from is a good run. Helps when the other team doesn't walk away. No one to follow you. I can tell you've been busy, and I can see by the look on your face that there is something you need. Is this about the Ripper? Found some DNA evidence and need help analyzing it. This is excellent. I will unlock the piano so you may go downstairs. I'm certain someone in the safe house will be able to help you if they are awake. It is likely you will visit the Matrix before the day is done. May I take a sausage? Take the whole plate. Aww. Evening, man. Let's word around town, Mr. Cluve. There's been more talk of Ripper killings. Some people are saying they're hate crimes on account of the victims all being human. What if I told you the prime suspects were an elf and a troll? Still doesn't mean the killings are racially motivated. People are just too quick to label something a hate crime. Check the consensus. The city is still 66% human. Close your eyes and throw a rock. You're more than likely to hit a human. Doesn't make it a hate crime. Still a crime, and that should be enough. This is the first real rise you've seen out of Mr. Cluve, but he reins himself in with the roll of his thick shoulders and smoothing of his jacket. Don't worry. Not going to start throwing rocks. Wouldn't want to reinforce a stereotype. I'll leave you to your business, ma'am. I wasn't trying to push buttons. I was just trying to, let him know that we have some leads. I've been doing a lot of legwork on this job, but it's going to require a trip to cyberspace and back to ID the Ripper. The Matrix, a cybernetic analog to Inside the Grid, the worldwide computer network. A digital world, information brought to life. Inside cyberspace, your avatar does all the work while your meat body is left behind. All around your avatar are pathways to other nodes filled with data, IC, counter-intrusion programs, and other jacked-in runners. Cyberspace as many dangers as the meat world and more. Locked doors, security countermeasures, and black IC that can fry a Decker's brain. Every movement you make in the Matrix can be tracked if you aren't careful. Get dump shocked out and your brain gets fuzzy for a bit. Get hit by an enemy Decker and you can die. This was actually the first time my character got to shine in my initial run of the game because I actually did build a Decker. Rinko, not so much. Morning, looks like you've been up all night. Well, you've just seen some action too. I suppose I could use a shower. Here to buy equipment? Negative. DNA analysis. I can help you out. Doc Castle's equipment isn't really set up for that. Consider us for a moment. However, I could employ a semiconductor chip. Could decode DNA using voltage change instead of light. That would eliminate the use for heavily expensive equipment that would otherwise require. He brightens. I just read a journal about it, so the information's still fresh. Frankly, it should be easy. What do you want to know about it? Owner's identity. That's beyond me. All I can get you is a gene code sequence. That's where I come in. David, if you can get me that code sequence, I'm pretty sure we can track its owner down via Matrix Run. Will do. Let me have that DNA you want me to test. Diamond ring. When David gives me the sequence, I'll jack in and help you trace the blood sample back to its source. If this works, I'll bring back more than just a sample. Whose blood is it? It could be the Emerald City Ripper. No Drac, he turns to Johnny excited. Wake up, Johnny boy, you got work to do. And Diamond ring, if you need any gear, I'll be right here. I just got a second wind. Meet you in my rig, Diamond ring. They're handing out karma pretty generously right now. Need some hardware or software? I'm not sure I'm smart enough. I think I'm too dumb. I don't think I can do anything with it. Let's see. I have 6 on the nose, so I'm going to go ahead and get that charisma boost I've been talking about this entire update. Take the Shadowrunner. Nice. I might bump charisma up once more before this run's over, but it's not going to be my focus. I'm going to lean heavily into quickness. And that's where I'm going to call it for now. Next time, we'll be jacking into the Matrix for the first time, with a little bit of help from our friends, because Rinko can't do it on her own. But that's the way of the world in Shadowrun. I'll see you guys next time, as we head in to identify the Emerald City Ripper. And I'll see you there.